Hello everyone, welcome to the lecture series on PLC programming. In today's video, I'm going to explain example number 14, which is anti-tie down circuit. At the first place, let us look at the question and try to understand the requirement. And from there, we will be able to draw the ladder diagram. So they have mentioned write a program for anti-tie down circuit that will disallow a punch press solenoid from operating unless both hands are on the two palm start buttons. Both buttons must be pressed simultaneously at the same time within zero point 0.5 seconds. The circuit also will not allow the operator to tie down one of the buttons and operate the press with just one button. So at the first place, let us try to understand what is this requirement all about. So there is a punching machine which is energized with the help of solenoid, and it actually is used for a specific operation. So we're not focusing on what type of operation it is, but there is a punching machine that keeps on punching based on the inputs. So now in order to activate this punch press, the solenoid should go high, and for that both our hands should be simultaneously pressed on two start push buttons. So why is that required? Because there are chances if one of our hands is in the vicinity of the punch press, our hand might be punched during the process, and that is why they don't want our hand in that vicinity, and they want us to press both the push buttons for safety purpose. I hope this point is clear. And one more thing that they mentioned is we need to use a timer of zero point 0.5 seconds. So that is clear as well. The circuit should not operate if there is only one press is pressed, only one push button is pressed in that case. So this is the requirement. They have also given us a hint. One Once either of the buttons is pressed, begin timing zero point 0.5 seconds. So we'll be using an OR gate, that is they've given us as an hint, where if you have any one of the buttons pressed, the timer should start. So on delay timer will be used and the timer will start if any one of the push button is high. Then if both buttons are not pressed, prevent the press solenoid from operating. So this is quite fair enough. So I hope the question is clear. Let us look at the ladder diagram and try to understand it case by case. Case 1, let me consider only one push button is pressed, in this case S1. What happens? The timer gets energized. One thing that you have to observe in the timer is, over here, the preset value is set as 5, time base is zero point 0.1, zero point 0.1 into 5 is zero point 0.5 seconds. Till now, we have not come across such type of an example. The reason why I am not directly entering preset value as zero point 0.5 because it does not accept in decimal values. Only thing that it accepts is integers. So most of the PLCs are designed like this. If it accepts decimal values, then it's fair enough, like you can directly use zero point 0.5 here and time base to be equal to 1. But since it is not available in most of the PLCs, the timer preset value is set as 5 and time base is zero point 0.1. Once the timer is energized, what happens? According to its working, the enable bit goes high instantly. Consequently, the same enable is used over here. The switch S1 was high, as a result it is going high and it is indicated here. The time duration of zero point 0.5 seconds gets completed within the process because S2 is not pressed in the meanwhile, and after zero point 0.5 seconds the done bit goes high, and as the done bit goes high this will go low because these are normally closed contact which was acting as short circuit previously. As this goes high, this will be going low. Now if you carefully observe, there is no chance that even if you press S2 the solenoid will not be activated. So that is why a normally closed done bit is used over here. So I hope this point is clear. So if you press only one button within zero point 0.5 seconds, the solenoid will not get activated. As a result, you will not be able to punch or operate the punching machine. Now let us consider case number 2, where I will be pressing two buttons simultaneously at once. So S1 and S2 is pressed, the on delay timer will get activated. The process repeats where the enable bit will go high, and the enable bit is used over here as well. S1 and S2 also was pressed. So as a result, the entire rung gets energized as all of them are acting as short circuit at this point in time, and the solenoid gets high in this particular fashion. Now the solenoid is activated. So what happens to on delay timer? It will be counting for a duration of zero point 0.5 seconds. After zero point 0.5 seconds, the done bit will obviously go high. Because the done bit is going high, this will become low because these are normally closed contacts which will act as open circuit. When since this is acting as open circuit, the solenoid will be de-energized. Now you might be asking me a question. Now at the end of the day, the solenoid is getting deactivated, isn't it? Even if we press both the push buttons. Then what is the logic behind operating the punch press button or the punching machine? How does that operate? So the solenoid is basically a coil that will hold some amount of energy for a certain period of time, and that energy will be supplied for it to operate the punch press machine. So basically for one punch the energy would be sufficient, and that is why solenoid got activated when S1 and S2 was pressed, and within 0.5 seconds that is more than sufficient for the punch press machine to operate. I hope this point is clear. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out by typing in your questions in the comment section below. If you like this video, please do like it, share it, and subscribe to our channel for regular updates. Thanks for watching this video. Please do keep supporting. Thank you.